they help us navigate those dilemmas. The thing is that we, as the practitioners who are trying to enroll families into, yes, this is a life, it's going to save a life, ourselves don't understand what those are and how can those help families, but also the families don't understand, because you find yourself that people are still, they're firm believers, but they believe like, no, but I don't believe in this ancestor thing. It's just that in my religion, it doesn't work. I think it's all kind of like the same thing called different names. And maybe somebody believes theirs is better because maybe it's written nicely or it's marketed very nicely. But at the end of the day, we believe in something. Remember, just because you don't believe in it doesn't mean it doesn't exist, even for atheists. So when we speak about rituals, is that the rituals when somebody dies, it does not begin at the funeral ceremony. It begins, if somebody, for example, is sick, we already start to understand that, okay, we are hoping and we are praying that this person lives. But when they're sick, let's say they die, they're sick, it depends where they died. Is it at home, at a hospital, outside of a home? And what are those rituals to really, because what we want at the end of the day is for that spirit to transition, to understand that it doesn't have a body and it can't want to do things that it did when it had a body. And our role as loved ones is to help that body transition and let go and detach. Body goes on the ground and spirit continues to live on. So we talk about the body, that we know that it carries some assets, pardon my word, but it carries some useful stuff that we're needing, and we're needing to save lives, and I agree with that. But then what are the kind of rituals? And I'm not gonna go into depth of the rituals of like you have to perform X. So no need to take out your notebooks and write this down. But there are rituals that could be performed. So one is that we need to understand the information that I shared. That we need to understand people's belief systems as Africans and why they do things that they do. So even though they might not understand, but when we understand, it means we walk with empathy. And when we engage with them, it's with openness and with like, yeah, I hear you. I get where you're coming from. So I work with a lot of people who don't believe in African ancestry, but they do believe in ancestry because they believe in the Bible mostly. And the Bible is a list of ancestry because all of them are no more. So it's a lineage of ancestry. And if I'm offending you, my apologies in advance, but that's what it is, So because they know more. And what I would work with is then would be able to relate where they're at with what I'm trying to get them to be at, without actually demonizing their own belief systems. So we need to understand that I believe as an organization or as a sector, because we're a sector which is not one organization, it's multiple organizations represented here, is that if we're wanting people to open up, so what our awareness campaigns, I never knew anything about this until I was asked to come speak at this conference. I'm a 36-year-old South African who knows nothing. We only become aware of such existence when there's a need. And I think, what do we need to do to become proactive? How do we start using people who are custodians of indigenous knowledge systems to help us write in a language that can really get us the masses to understand what we are intending to do? Because alone you can't achieve it. And I'm not talking about vernacular, because when people think we speak about language, it's like, no, translate it in Zulu and Xhosa and Sesotho, then it will follow through. Simplicity. Language that's very simple, language that is understandable, but language that can speak to that ether that people really believe in, whether we believe in it or not. Because we'll find ourselves in even dire situations. That when we look at the rates in which we are driving on the roads, we look at the diets we're eating and a lot of things, we're gonna be needing lots of donations. And also is to understand, because we believers in the spirit, we believe spirit carries the energy. So some of the fears is like, I don't want, because sometimes you've got people who don't even want to receive the organs. Like, I don't want a party, so I don't want anybody's energy. But it carries energy, and that's where rituals are important again. Because when you say to somebody, no, but something can happen to release the energy of the person who maybe was an alcoholic or had their own mental issues, that when it comes to you, the ritual is to reconnect it to your body, so it actually become one. Why do people reject certain organs? We've done all the tests and everything is competent, and you think you're on the go, and you get there, you can't be on the go, and science has no answer for it. Ask yourself why. Just because you don't believe in it doesn't mean it doesn't exist.